Greetings from the workshop. Stu in Tokyo, Tokyo Craftsman. So, this is my new old 70s era Hitachi drill press. It's a very nice drill press. It runs so nice, so smooth. There's like no run out in the quill. It's quite amazing. I've bolted it to the tabletop here, but what I want to do, because this is always a messy area, you know, you're cutting with a Forstner bit or whatever, and it just makes a mess. And I get the mess all down there. So my idea, and I don't know if this is going to work, it's a kind of an experiment, is I'm going to put some sides and a back on it that are maybe, I don't know, that tall or so. What's that, 4 inches, 5 inches? And then I'm also going to put another piece of thin plywood that completely covers this whole area in here. Because what happens is it gets all full of crap, and then when you try to sweep it out, it's like a major job to get everything out of every nook and cranny. Plus everything falls off the side. So I figure, I'm thinking if I put some sides on it and a flat, smooth base here, because like I said in the previous video, this here is designed to like bolt a vise to or something, so you could not move the table off to the side and use this if you had to need that capacity in the drill press. I've owned very many drill presses, and I've never once used this for that. So I'm hoping I never will have to. So I'm going to make that. I'm going to make this is going to be 2 parts with a cut in the middle for this, and then it's going to cover that completely, and I'm going to take you along. So stay tuned. Okay, so I got my notebook and my tape measure. I took some measurements, so I'm ready to cut some side pieces for this, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So if I have a large sheet of plywood, the stuff I'm cutting today is actually not that large, and I don't technically have to do this, but I just thought I'd show you. If I had a large sheet of, well, I mean, plywood in Japan is basically 3 foot by 6 foot, so it's not large. But anyways, my workshop is too small to run sheets of plywood through here. So what I do is I break them down with my track saw. So I have this cover that I put on my saw. I have this cover for doing painting and stuff, as you can tell, because this is a small workshop and you got to use all the surfaces that you possibly can. And then I have a piece of styrofoam here, which is kind of long in the tooth, but it works. And then I put my piece of wood on here. Actually, I'm going to use this smaller piece. And then I use my track saw. The track saw is sitting right here. I have the vacuum cleaner all wired and plumbed for my track saw. And I have a little hook here that I put around that. That connects there. I wish there was a fast, like a click connector I could get for this. Anybody have any ideas out there? Just shoot me a note, because boy, this works, but you know. And then I have a little pigtail cord for my festool here. Now the track's ready, and then I store my tracks up here above the workbench on a little thing, and I do that. So now I cut all of my pieces. Okay, so to do this, I've got my piece of wood that I'm going to cut here. I put this other piece of wood here just because this is kind of small and you want the track to be supported. And the way I mark this out, I don't know if you can see the marks on there, is I take my ruler, I put it to the size I want, it happens to be 12 centimeters, just put it up there and put a line. It's quick, it's easy. That way you're also not going to, you know, which side of the tape measure tick where you're marking on. So here's my track, which is stored above my workbench here, my table saw actually. I put that down here, I line up my marks, I grab my hearing protection. The saw's already set to the right depth. Nice, clean, easy cut. And I can go on to the next one. Okay, so I'm back here with my 3 pieces. I nipped the corner off here because I thought it would, you know, be a little less intrusive. I wouldn't bang myself with it. And I've got my little pin nailer here, and I'm going to put a couple pins in here. So something went wrong with my camera there, it stopped recording. So anyways, I just used my pin nailer, I put some pins in here and got that on there temporarily. Now I'm going to put some screws in. Just a quick little piece of information for you. This is a Hitachi pin nailer. It shoots little tiny hair-like pins. This is the only cordless pin nailer that you can buy in Japan. This pin nail type, Makita makes one as well. Because anything bigger, like a brad nailer or like a framing nailer, you have to have a firearms license, so they don't sell them. You can get pneumatic ones, of course, but you can't get cordless ones because they're considered a firearm. Okay, so that's my surround done. Now I'm going to build the piece that goes in here that is going to make it easier to clean off. Okay, now I got to cut out the spacer blocks to put around the edges and that, so I have something to set the cleaning surface off, let's call it that. I have this, it's a particle board. It's subflooring here in Japan. It's cheap, it's heavy, and it's horrible. I hate working with it. It's a piece left over from a job, and I thought use it up on something like this would be great. So I've got my saw set here to 55 millimeters, which is the size, and I'm going to put my outfeed table. I'll show you how I do that. Okay, I built this outfeed table for my saw stop a few years ago. It's just a big piece of wood here that flips up. And then underneath here, I've got to find a little toggle thing. I've got a leg that drops down. And then extends up. So it's at the right height. I got a piece. I have to have a cutout there in the table for the dust collection here. Let's see. That's that. Okay, so I got the supporting structure, and then this is going to be supporting. I was thinking about putting another piece back here, or even pieces here, that's where I cut so many, but I really don't think it's going to need it. Maybe I'll put one back here, just for good measure. But yeah, so now I got to make the piece that goes in here that's going to be divided in half, because of course you got to go around this. Okay, now I got my two cover pieces cut. They should fit in here. Yes, they do. And they line up pretty good. Now I got to take some measurements there to figure out exactly where everything goes. Okay, so I put these two pieces together. I got the back edge flush, and I've marked this here. I'm going to just take this apart and extend my lines out. Now I'm going to take this other square that I have here. Check to make sure this is square. It is. Yeah, this one's slightly off too, but I think I'd rather have the hole too big than too small. Again, if I line these up, I'm very curious to see what I do for a center line here. I don't know, not bad. So now I got to cut a circle that big. So I think what I'm going to do is get my fly cutter thing out. I'm going to clamp these together or screw them down or something, and then go like that. I wish I could use a drill press for that, but there's not nearly enough throat in the drill press. Unless I could put a short sacrificial piece here. Maybe I'll do that. And then just drill there with a fly cutter, and then do the same over there. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I've got a piece of 24mm subflooring here that I use as a sacrificial piece for a bunch of things, and I'm gonna should be enough. Well, here goes nothing. Definitely don't like where that switch is. Oh, there's half. Okay, just gonna do that one more time. Okay, I got the one piece cut. Fits. Ooh, right, that fits really nice. Just gotta do the other one now. Got one spot here where this nut is slightly high. I'm gonna have to do a little counter bore on that. It's like it's high, but. Oh, okay, now I got an impression. Got an impression there, so I can know where I can counter bore that. Well, let's see how I did. Geez, I think I'll take that. Put the corner there, hanging that one up. There we go. So now when I make a mess, I can just get my little dustpan and thing and sweep, sweep, sweep it out. Still got to counterbore those holes in the back there. But I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Well, that's a wrap. I think that worked out pretty good. Just for reference, this is when I stand on my little box how tall I'll be, so it'd be perfectly fine to use this. I got to put a light on here. There was a light that came with it, but it's not going to fit in my space that I have up here, so I have to get some kind of a light that's going to come down to here, or just one that's going to come right to here. I'm really seriously thinking about moving the power switch from this side, maybe even not just from there, just to put it out here. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just get used to it. We'll see. And then I got to think about a table. I'm honestly thinking about not putting a table on it, or a really simple table. What's the guy's name? The Canadian guy, John. Oh crap, I forget his name. That's so bad. I love his videos. He has a channel where he makes stuff, and he has another channel where he rants. Anyways, he has a very simple table that just goes on and uses wing nuts to hold it, and you take it off easily. You put a fence on it. You know, the number of times I use a fence on it, I can just clamp a board to it. I don't think I really need to make a big, complicated table. I really do think, excuse me, that for the most part, that's the only table I really need on. I mean, I've made some pretty elaborate tables in the past, and you know, with a removable piece in the middle, and I just don't think they are really worth the effort. Your mileage may vary. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please click the like button. Leave a comment. You know, tell me what a dummy I am, or what a brilliant idea this is. I don't know if it's going to be a brilliant idea or not, honestly. I guess I'll see. More flat surface, you know, just more place to put junk, I guess. And hopefully it'll be just easier to keep clean in general, and it'll keep stuff from falling over the sides more than it already does. I don't know how it's going to do that. But we'll see. So please like and subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment, and just say hi. I mean, I'd like it. I'm not doing many of these. I have a little bit of time in between big jobs right now, so I thought I'd just crank this one out. I haven't dug my camera out for a while. So anyways, I hope everybody's staying safe out there and everybody's good, and you're getting some time to fool around in the workshop. Anyways, this is Stu in Tokyo, the Tokyo Craftsman. Everybody take care. Peace.